Hey guys, welcome back. Now this dish which I'm going to show you is probably the most iconic and the most popular Indian dish in the whole world. This is the butter chicken. It is so creamy, it is so rich and it is absolutely delicious. In fact, this is the greatest crowd pleaser ever. Very difficult to make, very complicated because lots of flavors, lots of stages of cooking. But I am going to show you my take on the butter chicken, which you can make in your own homes with my butter chicken spice blend. Very simple, very quick, and absolutely same flavors and taste as what you have in my restaurants. So let me show you how. To start off, first thing I'm going to make my mixture for the butter chicken, and for this I have the instant powder mix, which is my butter chicken spice blend, which you can actually buy online on Amazon, and the link is in the description below. Now this powder is so creamy, it's tasty, and it tastes exactly like the butter chicken in my restaurants. And the best thing is this is also gluten free. It is vegan and vegetarian friendly, so you can also substitute a chicken with say paneer or with tofu. It works well, and it is all natural and organic. The most important thing is it is very tasty and it is very simple to make. So to start off, I'm going to take the sachet, 50 grams of sachet, and all I do is I'm going to mix the powder with some warm water. So this 50 gram sachet serves 4 people very generously. So you have a lot of flavor, and for 4 people I think it's a very intense powder. And the good thing is everything is all sourced from natural produce. No additives, no preservatives. As soon as the warm water hits your spice mix, the aromas begin to release. And if you look at it, you see the green herbs which are floating on top is actually kasuri methi, which is the fenugreek leaves, the dried fenugreeks, which actually give it the flavor of the butter chicken. So the classic butter chicken which we make in restaurants around the world is made out of tomato. So tomato is cooked with spices, is cooked with the kasuri methi, and is finished off with a little cream and a little bit of honey or sugar. So what I have done here, I have taken exactly the same ingredients and made it to my specification for you guys to enjoy at home. So as you can see, look at that, this is very intense. It's got a very nice aroma of the herb, the kasuri methi, the garam masala, the spices, and of course you can really smell the tomato. So this is going to stay on the side, and then we're going to start cooking, which is literally get a pan onto the heat. In this I'm going to add some vegetable oil. So around 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. The best way to feel if the pan is warm enough or the oil is warm is to leave your palm lightly on top of the oil, and you can feel the heat in your palm, which tells you that this is nice and warm. So now we're going to add our garlic. So I've got some chopped garlic here, and as soon as you add the chopped garlic, you begin to hear that sizzle. So again, just saute the garlic into the oil. I don't want to discolor it or don't want to brown it. I just want to gently cook it so it releases all the flavor into the oil. You can use sunflower oil, peanut oil, you can use olive oil, you can use butter also, that's fine. But I like to have it plain with neutral vegetable oil so it doesn't affect the flavors. Then goes in finely chopped onions, a generous amount of onions. I want to cook my onions and they are nice and soft. I will not color it because I want the sauce to be nice and bright red. If I color my onions, they will turn brown and caramelize, and it will change the color of the entire dish. The onions have become light pink and they've softened, so that tells me the onions are almost ready. At this stage, I am now going to add in this some chicken. So I've got some chicken cubes here, chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs if you like, but cut them into even size 3/4 inch cubes. They are easy to cook. If it's too large, it takes too long. So I have to keep them into a specific size. And all I do now is at this stage is I'm going to saute my chicken with my onion and garlic mixture. Now, although I have used onions, there's nothing wrong if you want to skip it and you want to add the chicken directly into the garlic, and then you can add the rest of the ingredients. It's perfectly okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to sear the chicken on the outside, and as it sears with the heat, it changes into white, which tells me it is cooking. So I want to sear it to seal all the juices inside the pieces of the chicken. The chicken is being seared quite well from the outside. As you can see, it's all turned white and has firmed up, which is just about right. At this stage, I'm going to add in that tomato paste or pulp of tomato. You can use fresh tomato. I like to use a bottle one, is fine. You can use a canned tomato, it works perfectly fine. But again, don't have any flavored tomato, it's just a plain tomato paste or a pulp. Generous quantity. Going to let the chicken slightly cook in the tomato sauce. Once the tomato comes to a boil, at this stage I'm going to add in my spice mix. So see that it's bubbling on the edges. Now goes in my spice blend. I want to stir that all together. So all the spice flavors are now going to infuse with the tomato sauce and the chicken. And as it begins to cook, it will absorb all the flavors into the chicken. The chicken sauce has now come to a boil, and you can see the color has become nice and deep red. Now classically a butter chicken sauce has got a lot of cream and a lot of butter, so I try and cut down on the fats. So I will use cream and butter, but in moderation, and always try and add your fats at the very last and not when you start cooking, otherwise it tends to split and all the fat comes onto your dish and it is not really nice. So keep your fats and your creams till the very last of cooking and don't cook it for too long. Now this is just about right. I'm going to have a little taste. Salt. Stir it in. It does splutter, so be careful. And then goes in cream. When you see the color will change, instantly it becomes a nice bright butter chicken color. A dash more. And all I do at this stage is just stir it gently. I don't want to boil it for too long. Just going to stir in the cream and warm up my butter chicken. So the sauce is now ready, the chicken is ready. Time for a little taste. Ooh, that is so nice. I'm going to reduce the heat and let the sauce and the chicken simmer together to get all the flavors. Now I have used a raw chicken here into the dish, but you can use paneer, you can use tofu if you like. If you're using tofu and you're vegan, then you can actually skip your cream and add maybe coconut milk. Even that would probably help. If you have any leftover chicken in your house or some meat in the house, that could be added in the sauce. When you're making chicken tikka, and the recipe for that I have shown earlier once. So the cooked chicken tikka, if you have leftover, can also go into the sauce. So this is very versatile. If you want, you can actually make this sauce just on its own without any meats in that. just the sauce. I make it quite thick, and that could become a spread for a pizza base, for example, or into your wraps, for example. It really works quite well. It's a very flavorful sauce, and like I said, it tastes exactly the same as butter chicken tastes in my restaurant, and that was very key for me to get into this dish. So here you are. This is all set. I would let that thicken slightly, and then it is time to plate. The sauce is done. As you can see, it's nice and thick. It reduced down, and it's got such a nice vibrant color, which you normally associate with butter chicken. Nice rich orange bright color. There, it is ready. At this stage, I'm going to now lower down the heat, and I'm going to add in some butter. Now again, it is butter chicken, so you need to add butter at the last to give the nice creamy flavor. But again, do it in moderation. You don't need to add too much. Just I'm going to add approximately a tablespoon of butter. And once you add in the butter, you really don't need to cook the sauce anymore. All you do is switch off the heat and let the heat of the sauce just melt the butter. Now, if you cook it now for too long, the butter will just melt and start floating on top of the dish, and that's not nice. You want it just to fold into the sauce, so when you eat, you get a nice kind of a luxurious mouth feel. The buttery feel sticks on to your palate, and that is what a good butter chicken does. I am going to finally taste it to see if the seasoning is fine. Always taste. Oh, the smell is so nice on butter chicken. You get a nice kind of a smoky tomato flavor with spices. Ooh, that is nice. That is very, very nice. Time to plate up. So a generous helping. I can promise you, when you make this for your friends and family, and when they come and eat this butter chicken at home, you are going to thank me forever. It is so nice. Rich, creamy, velvety, a perfect palate pleaser. Add a little more. And to finish off, I'm going to add a little cream, a little swirl of cream. So the butter chicken is done. So it was again some oil, a little onion, little garlic, lightly sauteed. Add in your chicken, add in some tomato pulp, cook it through, and then add my butter chicken spice mix. Bring it to a boil. Finally add cream, check for seasoning and reduce it down, and what you get is this wonderful bowl of happiness. And don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. So until next time, happy cooking.